Hello and welcome to this series of videos taking you through our Chatty Pack resources and exploring the concept of representation and how to think about this within your school. My name is Dr. Claire Yutman and I have developed these resources alongside my colleague Dr. Shan Jones, who you will meet later in this video. We are psychologists at Queen Margaret University in Edinburgh and we have been working in the area of representation of disability for a number of years. Shan's research is in peer relations in schools for disabled children, grounded in her own lived experience of cerebral palsy, whilst my background research is in adjustment to acquired disability and the use of assistive technology. These videos will introduce you to our research and our resources produced in conjunction with Toy Like Me, to different models of disability and to practical ways in which you can improve representation within your school. Toy Like Me are a not-for-profit company who have been actively campaigning for better representation of disability in toys and more recently in children's television for a number of years.
We've been working with them to demonstrate through our research the potential for a positive impact on children's attitudes and understanding of disability through playing with toys which represent disabilities and encouraging discussion. Previous research conducted by my colleagues and me has shown that playing with disabled toys for as little as 3 minutes can have a positive impact on friendship intention towards peers with disabilities. Our more recent research has shown that taking part in the fun and interactive activities included in our resource pack results in an increase in positive responses and behaviours towards disabled people. This was measured both quantitatively in terms of attitudes and qualitatively through looking at the language children use to discuss disability. Using these resources allows children to explore, question and learn about disability in a positive and fun way, using toys, play and their imagination. These resources introduce children to disability in a positive way. This in turn allows them to recognise disability in others, to think about them more positively and to act in a more positive manner towards them. Crucially, these resources will encourage and challenge us to think about how we understand disability in society, how we understand accessibility, and the changes we can make to the way in which we talk about disability. Thinking about language, it is very important that when we talk about disability, we do so in a positive and inclusive way. In our research, we found prior to using these resources, children were using more negative language to talk about disability, such as asking what's wrong with this person, or comments on how sad it was to see these characters with disabilities. They discussed the need for doctors to fix the character, or focused on the things that they couldn't do. Following the use of these resources, we saw a shift in language towards a more positive understanding of bodies that were different, not limited, of the need to adapt the environment to make it more accessible, and of interacting with these characters in a far more positive way, having fun adventures together. This reflects the two main models of disability, which we'll be discussing in our second video. The medical model, where disability is seen as an impairment that needs to be fixed, and the social model, where we recognise the disabling of an individual by the inaccessibility of the world around them.
In our second video, we will introduce you to the main models of disability and give you an overview of disability within a historical to present day context. You will learn what representation means and why this is particularly important in educational settings. In video 3, we will give you examples of how to reflect upon representation in your school and consider how this can be more fully embedded in everyday practice. We will challenge you to think about representation within your school and how you present disability to your students. For example, do you have a wheelchair only in your hospital playset? Why not move this to your home corner or your play park playset? If you do have a wheelchair user in your hospital set, why not make that character the doctor or nurse rather than limiting them to playing the role of the patient? Finally, we will introduce you to the resource pack and guide you through the teacher resources and activities and show you how these have been mapped to the Scottish Curriculum for Excellence to aid you in including these in your lesson plans. Through these videos, you will be given knowledge and skills to confidently use these resources and implement changes within your school to provide positive representation of disability and in turn to encourage disability positivity in your students.